Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrooter.com. With your morning orders, ease your sip of chaga coffee. I'm not going to talk about theta today. Everybody on the Roadrooter already knows, hands down, get as much as you can, as often as you can. It's going into the thousands. I know gold and silver people don't really understand the concept of close to freely traded markets, but theta reminds me of silver if silver was freed. Theta is fairly free because the whole world absolutely needs it for the internet to work. So, if you're on the Roadrooter, load up. Load up until it gets to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Then you might think about unloading. Until then, it's going to go up, down, and sideways. Crypto people are not used to something like theta, a massively undervalued asset. It's a tech company with a crypto component. All right, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to post a video later about theta. If you don't know how to get theta, we teach you on the private road at roadtour.com. There's an instruction page, not personal instructions. I get 1,000 emails. It's all on the instruction page. Follow it closely and you'll be fine. But I do want to talk about silver. This is what silver manipulation looks like. I know you guys have been on the silver road for a long time. 100% rigged, 100% of the time, and it has been since the 1850s. I hope everybody understands that. They just kicked it into high notch with the invention of computer trading programs by Alan Greenspan in the late 1960s. Into the 1970s, Arthur Burns and Alan Greenspan implemented the computer trading programs. The banksters took them over. There's been a battle between the central banks and the bullion banks and the freedom lovers and the freedom haters. And oh my God, it is an epic battle of all time. So you see stuff like this. This is just par for the course. This is nothing compared to what they do. Remember, they set the price of oil to -40 and the CFTC didn't do anything. The CFTC is in on the con. Okay, so what do? You get out of their game. You get out of their system. They change the rules. They are changing the rules as we speak. We already saw it with SLV, right? They changed the rules of the prospectus. You have Jeff Curry of Goldman Sachs saying, oh, all these short positions are hedges of the ETFs, which is completely illegal according to the prospectus. That is the purview of the SEC and the CFTC. Those two entities. The CFTC controls the futures and options on the COMEX. The SEC controls the reporting requirements and everything related to iShares SLV, where most of this silver is stored. Somebody's lying here. And the only people who are obviously either clueless or in on the game are regulators. The SEC, Securities Exchange Commission, completely corrupt, and it's sad and embarrassing. The CFTC, completely just dense. Stupid, non-effectual, pathetic. I don't know what else we can say. At the end of this game, when physical silver takes over, you're going to see the CFTC be folded into the SEC. I'm sorry, CFTC, you have a $120 million budget and you can't see that this is silver manipulation, price manipulation. You can't see that a company called Virtu Financial clicked a button and drove the price of silver down instantly. It's sad. But luckily, there's a lot of people out there fighting to expose the silver manipulation. There's tons. Ted Butler has been doing it since the 1980s, and it's so obvious. Ted doesn't even use conspiracy theory. Like if I say, look, silver got manipulated today, that would be called conspiracy theory. Ted Butler uses their own data, the CFTC's own data, the COMEX's own data to prove price manipulation. I keep telling him, come on, Ted, get on board with the conspiracy train. He says to me, he says, why? It is already proven with their own data. There's no need to bring up a conspiracy about silver manipulation. I've been proving it every day for 30 plus years. And he has. He has sent every single accusation to the CFTC and to JP Morgan or whoever was rigging the silver price at the time. Because he doesn't, it's not like he doesn't believe in conspiracies. He says we don't need conspiracy theories to prove silver price manipulation. It's all in the data. The top 4 silver shorts are the top 4 bullion banks have 300 million ounces of short positions with no justification. No, it is not. It is not the ETFs. How do we know that? Because read the ETF prospectus. That's one of the very things they say. No, it is not allowed. That silver that you buy in SLV that gets put into the vault, that has to be there, or BlackRock is going to be tried for treason, or at least crimes against humanity, and it would be a RICO charge, because RICO charges are a conspiracy to commit a crime. And if it's true that BlackRock is allowing this, that's a RICO charge against the largest hedge fund in the world, pretty much the entity that controls the entire monetary system right now, because they had to move it out of the banking system into this. I mean, I have no problem. Let's take down BlackRock, see what happens to the world. But BlackRock, they even changed their prospectus. So who else is changing their prospectus? Hats off to John Adams. He's not the real John Adams. Well, he obviously is the real John Adams. He's not the American president, but he's a great economist, great analysis. Check him out. Go to adamseconomics.com and check out his interview with Arcadia Economics. A lot of these economists. Chris did a great interview with John Adams. They talked about the Perth Mint. Bix Weir was talking about the Perth Mint in the mid-2000s. The fraud at the Perth Mint. I went over and over it again. I thought it was gone. They brought it back. What they were doing is they were doing unallocated and allocated and pooled accounts, selling metal to people on the theoretical justification that it is backed by, right here, the government guarantee. Since when is your government guarantee worth squat diddly, first of all? But this is the Perth Mint. Government guarantees. Using the site, you can buy 99% pure gold, 99.99 or 99.9% pure silver and platinum in form of bullion coins, precious metals bars with weight and purity of each product, guaranteed by the government of Western Australia. A secure depository. Everything's guaranteed. I don't know if everything's guaranteed. Maybe they don't guarantee the pooled accounts. I don't know. But who cares if the government of Western Australia is guaranteeing that it doesn't make silver appear that's not there? So what the Perth Mint does is it takes deposits and tells people, yes, you have X amount of allocated silver, X amount of unallocated silver. Now, the unallocated silver is a fraud right on the face of it. It is their working inventory, is what they say. And they even tell the world that. So the Perth Mint's working inventory has all these claims to it. Basically, it's a way to finance your inventory. Here's the problem. When you run out of inventory, like the Perth Mint has, you have naked account holders. There is no silver in the Perth inventory to cover the unallocated accounts. That's the problem. And I've been screaming at the Perth Mint. They finally shut down their program in 2000, I think it was 2006, 2007. I was like, cool, wash my hands of it. They brought it back in 2016, believe it or not. And now it's falling apart again. John Adams does a great job exposing it. I got an email from him. Let me read this too. This is another thing. Again, remember, SLV had to change their prospectus. Remember that. Now the Perth Mint is changing their delivery requirements and basically saying, we might deliver if we can. Here's what he wrote to myself and a bunch of people, silver people. Dear colleagues of the silver market, I just wanted to highlight that in the past week, since I tweeted about the Perth Mint being in default of its obligations to deliver physical silver with respect to its synthetic products, unallocated and pool allocated, the Perth Mint has amended its commitment to the market. There you go, just like SLV did when they got in trouble at the end of January or February. Product information sheet I have attached. This is great work, by the way. Bravo. This is what I used to do. I used to dig so deep and I'd find, oh, look, this month it said this and this month it said that. This is great work. So they just amended it. Product information statement, I have attached the 2015 version and a version issued this past week. Nice job. On page 16, the following paragraph has been inserted. Quote, please note that depending on the complexity of your freighted requirements, it may take longer than 2 or 10 days for the Perth Mint and yourself, if you're organizing your own delivery, to obtain freight quotes and make arrangements for delivery. The PMDP team will make every effort to have your metal dispatched as quickly as possible. Basically, it gives them an out. That's not the big one, though. Website changes also on the Perth Mint website in the following sentences have been added. 1. When you look under the section, what is the difference between allocated, pooled, and unallocated storage, you will see the following sentence be included under the delivery timetable. Note that delivery times are subject to production lead time constraints. This is not on the Perth Mint This was not on the Perth Mint website 3 to 4 days ago. And I tweeted about the delivery schedule on this website. Go to the following link. There's the link. When you look under the section, can I convert between storage types, you will see the following sentence is included under the timeline delivery timetable. In the case of unallocated metal or pooled metal, clients wishing to take delivery must first request that their precious metals be converted to allocated. Note that some products may be temporarily unavailable from time to time due to production lead time constraints. It is a way out that was not there. They had to add that. There's only one reason they had to add it, is because they have screwed up. Again, the Perth Mint, what they're doing right now is they are taking metal out of this is what I believe. This is total conspiracy theory. Ted Butler won't say this. He's talked about it before, but I believe they are pulling metal, 1,000-ounce bars, out of their pooled accounts and either using it as swaps or swapping them for leased metal with JP Morgan. But how much is there is the question. Let's take a look at what the Perth Mint has on deposit. There's a list of bars. Here's the list of bars. This is their pooled metal, supposedly allocated. They changed this so that you won't even know the item number, the cash, the bar number. That's completely irrelevant with what they changed. They say you're still going to get your 1,000-ounce bar. It just won't be the same serial number. And they have a total, these are 1,000-ounce bars. These are Comex Good Delivery bars, almost 7 million ounces, 6.7. They were so desperate. The Perth Mint was so desperate to get their hands on metal, they had to change the prospectus midstream of people owning these. All these bars are owned by third parties, by people saying, oh, it's the Perth Mint. It's guaranteed by the Western Australian government. It's safe to store my metal there. I can't keep my metal at home. So basically, the Perth Mint has dug into the coffers of the allocated pooled metal. And the way to determine that is to legally challenge the inventory and say, are there any encumbrances to the metal in your inventory? Are all the bars free and clear the property of those people who have made deposits? I guarantee you the answer is no. They are not free and clear because the Perth Mint just changed their prospectus again. This is the same bullshit they tried to pull on me way back when. So that's what's happening. The world is out of 1,000-ounce bars. They had to go to the Perth Mint. The Perth Mint didn't have any in their working inventory. They might have had some in the allocated side, but that's questionable. Definitely had to dip into the pooled accounts because they changed the way it works. You have to change from pooled to allocated, and oh, by the way, you might not get it. So yes, of course we have a silver shortage. Now, these games are just par for the course for these criminal silver riggers. John goes on to say, in the case of allocated, they said the Perth Mint, in the case of unallocated metal or pool allocated metal, clients wishing to take delivery must first request that their precious metals be converted to allocated. Why is that? Because they're going to change the bars if they have it. And some products might be temporarily unavailable, like 1,000-ounce bars. So the way John Adams came about this, he had a customer went in to take delivery of some of his 1,000-ounce bars, and the Mint said, no, we don't have any. We can't get any. It'll be months. So he raised a stink. John Adams talked about it, and all of a sudden, the Perth Mint changed their prospectus, changed their guide for what they have on their website, at least. It's not really a prospectus. They changed it so that all of a sudden, the Perth Mint called this guy back and said, yes, we have your 1,000-ounce bars. What do you think? You got it shipped all of a sudden? You didn't know they were coming in? No, they changed the availability of the unallocated pooled metal from something you cannot touch to something that was open and free. What does it mean? It means they ran out of 1,000-ounce bars. They had to dip into customer bars. Now they did it using the same techniques they've always done it, the same rigging operation with leased metal from JP Morgan. That metal doesn't even have to move for the most part. Leased metal from JP Morgan using swaps and derivatives on the COMEX. It is the same game. You want to see something amazing? My friend, my good friend Jenny Moonstone, and I, a few weeks back, we're talking about it's right on the Road to Ruta private road website, the full discussion. Old silver rigging tools will fail with a silver moonshot. We talk about how, Jenny is 100% on the spiritual level, and I'm on the COMEX nuts and bolts level. And we combine our forces every week and put up an amazing video, all kinds of videos about silver nights and all this stuff. Go check it out. But listen to what she said. This is before all this bullshit was known. Listen to what Jenny said. And Jenny is not an expert at silver, but she is an expert at, what would you call Jenny? She's not a psychic. Definitely knee deep into tarot, but just has an understanding in spirit guides that kick ass. Check out what she was saying long before John Adams was talking about this. Check it out.
Some of the combatives going on behind the scenes. Like a lot of the bad people
I got her on double speed. Hang on. There we go.
Have already been taken out. And now it appears that they're just trying to consider some of the leftovers. And they're like, listen, so now when I look at the bad guys, I have the Fool, okay? This is Aries energy. This is the reset, okay? This is like them jumping off of a cliff. Look, and then here's the Hierophant. All right, so this is Taurus energy, and what it is, it's their tradition. It's everything that they have ever done that worked for them up until this point. They are literally throwing themselves into their faith. And I know that sounds really weird, but as a remedy for what they're going through right now, they think that they can continue to pray, that they can continue their culture it's generational. Do you know what I mean? They were taught how to rig and how to lie and how to be psychopathic. This has never been random. This is all very strategic mind control, generational mind control. These bankers, these families, they appear to be, this is desperate moves. Okay. This is taking a huge risk. So they are liable to throw some really crazy stuff into the fire right now. Literally anything. The Fool is not calculated. He's just like, F it. You know what I mean? We got to do something. Meanwhile, in contrast, the good guys, the knights with the 9 of Pentacles, they're sitting pretty. This is they're fueled, they're fed, they have resources, and they're just considering, they're almost saying, we want peace. I know that.
Does it give you shivers? This was months ago. She's like, their system's going to break down. Here was my announcement. So we do our talk, and then I break it down for, the Road to Ruta folk and the business folk and things like that. Here's what my take is on this entire. You can check out the whole thing at the private Road to Ruta, but here was my take on Jenny's reading. All right. Really cool stuff from Jenny. And I like the concept that the old way they used to, the bad guys are in trouble. They are praying for their lives the way they pray. The key, I think, what she's saying this week is that their systems that they have relied upon, she's talking about, they've relied upon their systems for so long, they think it's going to work and it's not. That's the rigging on the COMEX. That's the ETF con of shuffling metal around, ownership, and using the ETF as an alibi for what is truly a naked short on the COMEX. So really interesting stuff. There's more interesting stuff I've got with Jenny that I'm putting together. I'll be posting it the rest of this weekend. But wow, hang on to your silver because according to Jenny, the bad guys' old ways of rigging the markets are going to fail. And the failure of that is the ending of 170 years of price suppression in silver. So hang on to your silver. This is Bix. I'll talk to you. Wow. That was months ago. And we see it happening right now. John Adams is exposing it. The Perth Mint, it has to go in and change their prospectus. This list of bars right here is what is being utilized. That's 7 million ounces of physical silver. Yeah, it's a lot of silver, but on the COMEX, that's nothing. I mean, they trade over 1 billion ounces a day. They sneeze this. But it was so important and so necessary that the Perth Mint had to fraudulently change how they deal with allocated, unallocated, and especially pooled accounts. The metal backing the pooled accounts. It's either been leased or swapped or something, or they wouldn't have changed anything. John Adams is 100% correct. And the reason his customer said, who went in to get his 1,000-ounce bars, and they said, no, we can't get it for months. And they call him back a couple of days later and say, oh, yeah, we got him right now. They have mobilized. The Perth Mint has mobilized the pooled, allocated silver because there was none to be found. And Jenny Moonstone nailed it. Love it. All right, that's all I got for you. Keep your eyes open. I am on with Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude and I will be just talking about this stuff tomorrow at 12 noon Pacific time, 3 o'clock Eastern time on his channel, Beyond Mystic 2. And I have a really exciting discussion coming up with our friend Bitcoin Ben. Me and Ben are going to shoot the shit on his channel, his YouTube channel, and his Patreon channel, starting at 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So tomorrow, Tuesday, is Jean-Claude at noon. Jean-Claude, and then Bitcoin Ben. Let me tell you about my friend. His name is Bitcoin Ben. All right, that's all I got for you. Exciting stuff. Get your metal. And I will be talking about Theta later. Yes, Theta is blowing the doors off all price predictions. And by the way, they're about to announce some serious partnerships that will just be shocking to the world. And that's how it gets up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 and plus. My number for Theta, ultimately, when it starts to really slow down, is $20,000 Theta. $10,000 to $20,000 Theta, that's my number. You might say, Bix, Apple Computer is only worth $2 trillion. Theta is so much bigger than Apple Computer. Apple Computer won't work without Theta. Theta is the expansion of broadband. Theta is partnering with every single big, large entity, including Apple Computer. So yes, it will be much bigger than Apple Computer. Buy your Theta now. This is Bix.
Are there any silver lovers out there? Silver! Pay me my silver now! Cajun version. Zydeco version? What is it? Do we remember how we started this? Like Little Feet.
Thought I heard the people say, pay me my silver now. Tomorrow's another trading day. Pay me my silver now. Watching Tom Express's ride. Pay me my silver now. JP Morgan naked swords to hide. Pay me my silver now. Pay me. Pay me. Pay me my silver now. Pay me your gold. Keep going. Butler nails every time you try. Pay me my silver now. Info hats at the silver show. Pay me my silver now. Let's go. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me, go to jail. Pay me my silver now. Come on. Oh, that was my take, huh?